just want to say thank you all for coming. It means a lot for everyone to come out here and look at our work. I mean, we put so much hours and lots of work into this, so it just means a lot.
Just hold it a little bit closer.
A little about me. I started off as a graphics major. I was all about the digital. And it didn't switch over until I actually took Bill's drawing one class. And then I started learning different techniques, shadowing, portion sizes, and it just started from there. And I've taken lots of classes. I'm actually doing a double emphasis. I'm going to have a graphics major and a studio major as well. So, a little bit about me. I have a background in screen printing, silk screening, designing t-shirts, hats. I worked for apparel art back home where I made sweatshirts for like schools and stuff like that. Interests that I do that inspire my work are, it's more my art's to focus on people's like lives or things they've seen, dreams they've had, adventures. I mean, a lot of artists sure has a little bit of me in it, but I mean, it's supposed to focus on other people's stuff. Like, for example, just to point it out quick, obviously this is my dog, but I label it as loyal friend. Everyone has that one pet or that one friend that they can just automatically go to. So I mean, I just do that so that everyone has this perspective of each piece. There's not just one meaning to it. It depends who's looking at it. Same thing as me. I started out as pencil. It used to be just a hobby. You know, if I was sad or, you know, just didn't really want to talk to anyone, I just drew. That was just my main thing. I never thought of it actually becoming a career until, you know, actually my mom pointed out, she's all like, do something you love. You know, it's the point. You want to get up every morning, go somewhere you want to do. So I decided to go down the art road. I don't like reading off that. Another thing is the whole perspective of art. Some people think it's kind of easy, and it's difficult. But the main thing all artists will know, and Nate, Kyle, a lot of artists in here can back me up on it, is actually trying to finish a piece. I mean, it takes forever to finish one because you're like, oh, it looks good. You ask people like, oh, that's perfect. Yeah, it's never perfect. I mean, you always find one flaw in it.
Or if you don't, I do.
Oh, really point it out and be like, here, fix this. I'm like, oh, really? But, you know, every now and then it helps to have people just say, okay, you just need to stop working on it. I mean, my family's been there to do that for me. My fiance, I should say, Ashley, you want to raise your hand? She was up here and she helped me get through this a lot. But I couldn't do it without my family and her, and especially my mom. Like I said, she's pushed me a lot to get things going. My main thing, obviously, I have different materials. I go from oil pastels to printmaking, watercolor, acrylic. But my joy is definitely pastels. I mean, it's endless colors. You can take any color and make anything you want. So that's pretty much all I got. So anybody's got questions?
Questions for Andrew Clower, please.
Same question I had for Nate. Which one was the most challenging piece?
Well, it's kind of hard to say because they've all been over 5 hours of work on each one. And then if I go all the way through the day,
All-nighter.
I was going to say all-nighters. A lot of people know that I pull a lot of all-nighters. But the wolf has to be one of my hardest ones. I mean, just to get the colors and the dream catcher, just, I don't know, it's just one of my favorite pieces. But they all took, like, I mean, even the smaller ones, like even that one, that took like a whole class period, even more. I stayed past class, came back in that night to finish it just to get it up in the show. So. Which one do you think should be my favorite piece?
I'm really fond of the tree over there. I really like the colors in that one.
Thank you.
Questions? Where's that Tara Johnson? She's always got.
Should I said that? Wait, what?
You got a question?
Oh, let me think. Come back.
Back there.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there an animal in particular that you like drawing?
I mean, my dog's been a big inspiration just because, I don't know, who can't like that face, but, but I do a lot of wolves and stuff and dog figures because I have this, well, everyone takes like an animal spirit test in their life, and then mine ends up being the wolf. So if you look around the arc, there's a lot of things with wolves, and they're just one of them like majestic, mysterious creatures. So, yep.
Is that the loyal eyes? Is that a wolf?
Yes, it is.
The depth in that is really great.
Thank you. Good night.
I know that you prefer to work with like pastels and chalk. Did you start using those once you got to Lakeland, or has that always been your preferred?
No, that actually didn't start until I got here. It actually started after using watercolor. Once I noticed that you can start mixing with watercolor, and then in drawing to people that are in there now, you'll notice that you'll start working with charcoal and stuff. And then I figured that black and white look good, why don't we try color? So then slowly but surely I started working the color, and it turned out great, so.
There you go. Tara's
Go ahead, Tara.
What do you hope to do with this for a career? Like, what is your dream job? What do you want to do?
I mean, I have a lot of dream jobs.
What's your number one? What's the one that
It would be working for like either Disney or something where I can use my bright colors and, you know, I mean, like, I didn't put any of my weird stuff up here. I kept it as kind of basic. I didn't want to put like them weird looking monsters and stuff up. So I kept it basic. But I would love to design stuff for either cartoons or movies. Another thing is, a couple years down the road, I'm probably going to go back for animations and special effects. So I would love to get into the movie business and do that for companies. With my internship of doing clothes line, I would love to get like to hire up like either Nike, Under Armour, Puma, any of them, and start designing clothes for them, like the designs, which would be nice. Because we took a communications graphics, we had to design clothes, and I enjoyed doing that. So.
The one with Tiger, I mean, I would say that would be the most difficult one because you gotta get all the shading, like all the depth and everything.
That was actually drawing 2. It was my final project in drawing 2, and I was this close. I really wanted to smooth it in like the rest, and Bill's like, nope, leave a rough texture. It like killed me because I'm so used to making everything nice and smooth, but I'm glad I kept, like he said, it looks nice with the rough textures, but it's a lot of layering. I mean, it all started with just a gray tone, and then went darker, and then the white was last.
Yeah, you even got the shadow down, so that's pretty
Thank you.
Is that one of your favorites?
yeah. That would be most difficult for me because the colors I can do that, but the grays and blacks, that's difficult.
That's definitely drawing 2 for you. That teaches you all so many scales.
Can you explain the glass ones?
Oh yeah, of course. Well, the glass all originally started. I actually got the idea from my brother. If you want to raise your hand, I mean, he's the true artist behind them. He showed me how to do it and all. So each one is just a symbol of like different feelings. Like the tiger is like the pride to keep on going. The wolf is obviously just marked with everything else.
That is etched.
That is. I actually use sandpaper. Believe it or not, it's sandpapered in. So it's just an etching tool. It's got like a heavy grit, and you just carve into it. I mean, sand it down. Any more questions?
I got some.
Thank you.
All right, so Andrew Clower is a really hard worker. He gets